I've paid a lot of what Dave Ramsey calls stupid tax. Like, for example, the time I planted grass seed in the middle of summer. Now, I really wanted the grass seed to grow because I had a big bald spot in my yard and my neighbor's lawn looked like a golf course. So I did my research, I bought the right type of grass, I weeded with my hands and knees, I aerated, I borrowed sprinklers from my father-in-law, I even laid down straw all over the yard. I did everything right. Everything that is, except plant at the right time. If you plant grass seed during the hottest month of the summer, you're not going to have a great result. This is a really important lesson for entrepreneurs. Doing the right thing at the wrong time will not produce a positive result. Just like our natural world has 4 seasons, there are also 4 seasons of business growth. Many entrepreneurs can't figure out why their product or service isn't thriving. Oftentimes, this is because even though they're doing the right things, they are doing them at the wrong time. Let's work through the 4 business seasons following the story of a business that we all know about, McDonald's. In 1929, Dick and Mac McDonald graduated high school in New Hampshire. They packed up all of their earthly possessions and moved to California to make millions of dollars in the film industry. They really loved the movies, so they followed their passion. After working as stagehands, they purchased a 750-seat theater that they named the Beacon. There was only one problem. Contrary to popular opinion, like Disney movies and over-caffeinated millennials, you need more than a passion to start a business. As it turns out, the Great Depression was a horrible time to own a movie theater. Like many entrepreneurs before them, the McDonald brothers received a wonderful education known as a failed business. 8 out of 10 small businesses fail, and the McDonald brothers join this statistic. However, one statistic that you may not have heard is that 8 out of 10 second businesses succeed. I believe this is because a failed business is one of the very best forms of business education that you can get. As the McDonald brothers were watching their movie theater go down the drain, they started thinking about other opportunities to make money. They noticed a guy with a hot dog stand on the corner that he was raking in the dough, so they started a hot dog stand. The hot dog stand gained some notoriety when they added a new item to the menu, hamburgers. Now, the McDonald's that we know today was in its first business season, the spring or startup. A business in startup has 3 primary tasks. Number 1, define your passion. What do you love so much that you are willing to suffer for it? Number 2, discover a market. Who is willing to pay for your product or service? And then how many customers do you need to break even? Number 3, drop some cash. How much time and resource are you willing to burn to get your product or service off the ground? The McDonald brothers were passionate about community, and this could happen around a hot dog stand as well as at a movie theater. And plenty of people in the Great Depression needed a good quick meal, so they had a great market. And they had enough time and enough money to sell hot dogs at a hot dog stand. The McDonald brothers soon moved from startup to growth. This is the second business season, summer or growth. The growth season of a business is when you transition from theories to traction. You put your best ideas into practice, and then you only keep doing what actually works. When the McDonald brothers launched a new hamburger stand, they were all about ideas. In fact, in addition to adding hamburgers to the menu, they also started to sell slow-cooked barbecue. But after several months of sales, they realized that 80% of their income came from selling not barbecue, but hamburgers. So after thoughtful and careful analysis and a little bit of common sense, they decided to focus on what the customer was actually buying. The McDonald's menu soon had a very few items: hamburgers, French fries, milkshakes, and hot apple pies. With the growth of the business, the McDonald brothers were able to hire the right team to help things grow. In a summer or growth season, the 3 primary ingredients are: number 1, focus on your customer. Who is buying what you're selling? Number 2, simplify your offering. What is your niche or sweet spot that your customer really wants? And number 3, establish your team. What are the key team roles that you need to expand your organization and your profitability? Having completed each of the tasks in both the startup and the growth seasons, the McDonald's were able to transition into the third business season, maturity. In 1952, McDonald's was featured on the cover of American Restaurant Magazine. The reason they were in the magazine was partly because of their success and partly because of the amazing systems that they had developed. McDonald's was beginning to see a harvest from all of the hard work. They were in the fall, or the maturity season. Now, the McDonald brothers were fans of Henry Ford, and so they built a hamburger assembly line. They had 6-foot grills, precision pump dispensers, and stainless steel Lazy Susans. They became efficiency experts, and this efficiency allowed them to produce hamburgers at a fraction of the cost of their competitors. In fact, they cut the cost of a hamburger in half. It went from 30 cents to 15 cents, allowing working class families a place to go and dine out. It was also during this time that they hired a man who would eventually take over the entire franchise. Ray Kroc saw the article in the restaurant magazine and decided to swing by for a closer look. He was hoping to sell them a multi-mixer milkshake machine, and instead he saw a career where he could spend the rest of his life. Each of these events were characteristic of a business in a maturity season. Number 1, build a platform. What publicity outlets can help you establish your brand? Number 2, establish systems. How can you build efficiency into every area of your business? Number 3, develop relationships. Who do you need to partner with to achieve maximal growth? After many successful years, the McDonald brothers faced the final business season, a season of either decline or renewal. This is the season of winter. When a business is in winter, it has to ask some very important questions, like, how much energy do I still have to put into this? Or am I willing to reinvent myself since the market has changed? When faced with the option of continual franchising or selling, the McDonald brothers decided to sell. Ray Kroc bought out the brothers for $2.7 million. Considering the fact that McDonald's is now worth more than $100 billion, he got a pretty good deal. But on the other hand, Ray Kroc had the ambition and drive necessary to grow McDonald's into what it is today. When a business is in the winter season, there are 3 primary tasks to consider. Number 1, preparation. What do you need to do to prepare for the future growth of the company? Number 2, innovation. What will the reinvention of your business look like? What changes need to happen to your product or service to stay current in the changing marketplace? And number 3, service. How can you leverage the wealth created during your maturity season? Rather than become a Scrooge, how can you serve others and leave a meaningful legacy? Understanding your business season and knowing what tasks to focus on during this season is a critical need for success in any business. And whatever business season you're in, Growability is here to help. Our mission is to empower, equip, and encourage leaders to walk with God and reach their full potential. Please share this video with any leader that you think would be helped by this content, and then get out there and grow an amazing business.